And we're back.
Welcome back.
Oh, I forgot to.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you need to introduce him to this amazing thing. I kind of wish we went full live cam for this now. Oh, I need to notify the Discord. That's how this works.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. People need that notification.
Yeah.
Also, I need to turn this on and the other one on.
I'll wait. No, I won't.
We're already live.
Welcome to the stage of history retold. Soul Calibur 6. Transcending history and the world. A tale of souls and swords, eternally retold.
So, Bob, here's what I need. Here's what I need.
What do you need?
Here's what I need. I need that thing.
Uh-huh.
I'll wait till I get over there, actually.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because they can hear me, but not that well. Okay, there we go. All good now. What I need is for that thing to be reprogrammed to say the world and then just clippings. And it will probably only work once because it'll shatter the speaker inside. It'll tear it. It'll rupture it, but it would be hilarious. Also, hi everyone, how's it going? Why is your Wiimote talking about the Soul Calibur? It does sound about that quality.
Right.
Hey, Bob.
Hey,
That newer footage sure does look a lot better than this, doesn't it?
it sure does.
Very excited. Vox has yelled into chat, wow, is this full version? How did you get it? Why are you guys talking? I love the description for this video. It's gonna set up some really dumb people in the next couple days. You know that's gonna happen.
Yes.
It's gonna be people being like, what? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
So we're picking up from where we left off on our Castlevania video.
Warloaf, I'm not sure that I did. Bob definitely didn't because he never visits the Discord. I don't think I did. Spaceman says, this looks the same as it did a year ago. Wow, they haven't improved at all. Wonder why this looks like the same demo that came out a year ago. Why didn't this demo get better? It should have magically gotten better.
It should have.
Yeah, that's gonna be most of the game. Cue Lucky Star theme. Yeah!
Still good.
JoJo's, am I right?
No, it's nothing like JoJo's.
Nope.
Nothing in this game is like JoJo's. Why would you say that, Dan? How dare you?
People say we should stick in the title that what was it? Lots of talking in all caps. It's funny because anyone who doesn't understand the context of you're all making fun of people from the last video, from the Castlemania video, just thinks you're all insufferable assholes. And or that the toxic situation around Bloodstained's release is even worse than they already thought. Did the second character get announced? Yes, it is.
No, one character is not. The second is not.
Well, that is.
Well,
that would be
yeah,
the
that
second
would be the
character.
third.
It wouldn't be the. It wouldn't be the second DLC character. He said
Right.
the second character. Die Rocketo says that feeling when no video game streaming mommy GF. I always wondered how that would go, right? Like dating someone who also did YouTube.
Uh-huh.
I always wondered. Like Tosh did a little bit of vlog stuff. She has a vlog channel. She barely ever does anything on it. She did something on it on New Year's. That was the closest, you know. James says, man, it better be big titty goth nun or big titty nun lady. No, it's Zangetz, and Zangetz is dope.
But who knows? Maybe she's the third playable character.
Thyroketo says, I was going to sleep, but then I saw you were streaming Bloodstained and decided against it. Yeah, no, that's fair. You both make content and think it's fun. You incorporate each other into it. You do all these cute videos together for 14 months, then break up. This is what Vox says. And James says, I mean for the third character. Honestly, pretty good candidate.
Yeah, no, I think that she's really likely, but the way they're teasing it might end up being something totally different, like one of their collaborators, like Shovel Knight.
I would be so okay with Shantae.
Yeah, no, Shantae would be really cool.
Shantae would be cooler than Shovel Knight, in my opinion, because we would get a 3D model for Shantae in this fidelity, which is already great. I'm
be good.
so pleased. I'm not even a Shantae fanboy, and that makes me elated.
And think what they could do with the powers, like her different transformations. It could show up and he moves, basically, like do different weapons.
Raketo says, I know Maximilian's wife does a cooking stream. That's dope as shit. Dating another YouTuber seems like it'd be fun due to knowing each other's pain for scheduling. Just dealing with my insane work schedule is its own hell.
Right.
For me and Tosh. Like the other day, I was like, right? The other day, I was like, okay, I just need to finish this podcast, and then we'll be able to watch JoJo's. It should take an hour. Then a fucked up nightmare happened, and it took like 4.
Alright.
We didn't open that. We didn't open a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
we just would have rushed it because we only wanted to do an hour-long video.
Right.
Let's see. Shantae is not invited to anything, says Stroy.
Oh.
I mean, she's a spirit in Smash, right? That's good.
Progress.
I like how you say progress, but normally when a person says that, they mean like being progressive progress.
Right.
Not like progress for a character getting out there. Let's see if you completed this lady's bloodthirst. Have you sated it?
Anything new? Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Looks like you did it.
Yeah.
Good work.
Shantae is an indivisible.
Oh yeah, she's also in the gun Master Blaster 0.
Have you learned
Oh yeah,
anything
playable
new?
in that.
Blaster Master.
Blaster Master.
Like, Bob, you're the one who grew up with this game. Get its name right. You're like, I refuse.
3 Dollar hammers.
Oh man, Rosary, Annette, and Lisa.
Little sister Rosalie, rest
Names
in peace.
chosen at random, I'm sure. Or Rosalie. Didn't it say Ree back there?
Kill those
Anyway.
murderers dead.
That's fine.
Got any targets?
Somebody says Feel lives with the...
Here's what I've turned up on the
I don't know
monsters.
what made Vox say this, but Vox says Feel lives with scorpions. No, thank you. Izanagi asks how far into JoJo's we are. We just finished part 3.
Kill
Right.
those murderers
Because we're
dead.
watching on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I'm up to date with Japan except for the latest episode from today.
Have you
But
learned
Dan
anything new?
is back
I'm
on
trailing.
that.
Yep.
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
What else?
Help my
We
cousin
were gonna
Annette
watch the
rest in
OVAs.
peace. Kill those murderers.
Hey, Bob, we only have 63 people watch. Or actually, it's going up. I should not even count it. It just went up by 6 in the middle of that sentence.
Okay.
Fuck if I know. Anyways.
Johannes.
Do either of you know the manga? I haven't read it. You?
No, I haven't read it. I've been tempted with those hardbacks to go buy them. Because, at least for the first arc or first 2
How much
arcs,
are they?
I really like
Here she
those.
is. Have to marvel at the church's
They're
resources.
like $13 a pop, and I don't know how many you need to get through all that.
Yeah.
I know, it's incredible.
So what I can do for you here in the
Can you guys
workshop
hear the
is
game
take
all right? We
materials
can boost it
you
more
want.
if you can.
The alchemy is
I
easier to
purposely
show you than
held
explain.
off watching part 4 until the Blu-rays due to
What are we translating this time?
reading the fanlation. Okay. Sorry, he wrote it wrong, and I was trying to figure out what, because it looked like the word realign, but with D switch for L, and I realized it was supposed to be reading. Not sure if this is a hot take, but part 3 had the worst openings. I certainly like part 2 more than either of the part 3s,
Right.
but that's not.
I feel like beyond part 3, they go in a different direction, which I like. They don't feel the same. I really enjoy their motifs. So
I think
I
I had the
probably
best
like
ending
more.
songs.
it did. Like I don't feel like they beat it until the latest season.
Huh. Last Train Home is I I think, the best.
I'll go with this.
I need to find steel.
Marion pulls out her Nodachi. She's like, if we're going to do this, we'll do this way. And then she pulls out a fucking Nodachi. And it's like, no, you can't also be a weeb. Choose some other weapon. You get the bunny boots. Wear the bunny boots. How do you do the bunny boots?
The bunny boots are very highly
Hard.
sought after. I don't think that's even possible in the demo. I think we found out. Wait, no. I think there is.
Last Train Home is fantastic.
We need to find iron to do leather boots.
I'm just glad I'm done with part 3 because for the entirety of Mega Man Maker, people would not stop referencing it.
Yes.
Now I'm looking forward to getting part 5 done because a certain member of our fan base exploded in the fucking general discussion part of the Discord and fucking spoiled the ending of part 5. I'm pretty upset.
Yeah.
Once I've transmuted an item, I'll pass it on to Dominique. I'll do my best to inform you of what, but...
Jim in here being like, where's the hooker boots? Bunny boots? Nah. I want the boots where she goes steppy. Chaos says, well. Part 1 is great. I think it's my favorite overall, says Huderos. Part 1 is really incredible. I'm gonna have to go with part 2 though.
Part 2 is still probably my favorite. Part 4 is really good. It's the only one that rivals that in my mind. As far as what I've seen.
Which is
up to most of part 5 now.
Up to you're up with the anime.
Yes.
So as far as you've seen is as far as they've animated.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's in the description, but I'll say it because you're nice and I know you watch the channel. But I'm gonna spend the rest of eternity cackling at people who can't read the description. This is the backer demo. We're just playing the backer demo. Woot64 says, ew, Dan is a filthy anime fag. No. As I said on Twitter recently, the only time I ever get to watch anime is when we make a show out of it because I have no fucking time. But, you know, one of my favorite things about shows it's okay, don't worry about it, Meti. One of my favorite things about any of the shows we've ever run is, like, doing Weeboots. We got to, like, I got to stay up on anime. I got to watch a lot of anime that I wouldn't watch because we had to cover stuff from the latest seasons.
Right.
And I miss doing that. I want to go back to doing that.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball podcast first, though.
You know... Yeah, the whole channel has become a confusing thing when it comes to branding. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and nothing against KZ or Feel, obviously. Like, and I'm sure Feel understands to some extent, but like people view KZ and Feel as members of GigaBoots.
Right.
So if GigaBoots does a thing and they're not involved, it's now confusing. Simultaneously, when Vox isn't involved with the podcast, like someone today actually vocalized it on Twitter, they're confused that she's not involved with that.
Huh.
Even though, like, if you look at GigaBoots content, by and large, right? We've had Eric, we've had Spaceman, we've had, like, all sorts of people who don't even involve themselves much anymore because they're busy.
Right.
In GigaBoots content. But we've only ever had one person from all of that stuff ever show up in a podcast, and that was Dr. Agro, specifically for... no, that was Bob who wanted the elf ears, and I thought it was funny, so we went with it. They asked who picked elf waifu. Yeah, Xeon's been involved with this channel. Jim Rackizer, of course. And that's the thing, right? Like... Like that's why it's weird. It gets weird. And the thing is, like, we would have made the podcast YouTube channel a whole different YouTube channel, right? We're already talking about doing that for the GigaBoots tech stuff like Button Pixel. But it murdered our ability to put out videos at all so hardcore that we couldn't. We didn't get that choice. You know?
Right.
Like, our channel would have basically withered and died had we not uploaded those podcasts here.
Sorry to slide.
But yeah, I mean, the way I've always viewed it, yeah, can you do the cool sword technique to cross that? I think that's... Or it's a kicking glitch, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
I think there was a weird kicking glitch or some other sword technique. Yeah, one of the swords has an insane draw technique. But yeah, it's confusing. Oh hey, that's a drop in that bag. Soda water. Oh, all right. But it's confusing and like.
The weird glitch.
Or like sword thing. Because I think it's a normal sword technique. I think the part where it's weird is when you clip through walls using it. I don't remember what it actually is.
Right. Oh, well, we killed enough of that guy at least, so we can go see what.
Wardloaf says, Gigacast GigaBoots. Maybe don't. Yog's cast got real weird because they completely lost all sense of branding. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Huh? So critical. It's for making video essays. But yeah, their branding got super weird because the core people who were doing it just spun up a bunch of side channels with a bunch of talent they brought on. And then it became an umbrella channel concept. It's a lot like Normal Boots. Like imagine we turned into Normal Boots. Right? Where it's just a bunch of people underneath us. I like the podcast, Dan. Please do not work yourself to death like a Japanese salaryman. It's actually really funny that you say that because my name in that podcast Discord has been for over a month Karoshi, which is the word they use for that. Because it was getting there, man. It was pretty bad. That was interesting. Bloodstained is a 3D game. It's okay, Woo. Don't worry about it. Fox will eventually forgive you, assuming nothing else happens. And it's all right. Don't worry about it.
Got any targets for me?
I didn't put you in timeout. Also, maybe after getting out of timeout, don't question the decision of the person who put you in timeout.
Right.
Think about it this way, right? Imagine you're talking to your parents. Your parents put you in timeout. The first thing you would do is not immediately go, that was a dumb shit decision on your part, Mom. Not a good choice.
I don't remember what a Sabnock or Gurmond are.
What?
I'm trying to remember what these enemies are.
Go to the bestiary. You got a bestiary. Let's see. Let's see. I'm curious how many people are buying this game solely because of you guys. Not to be fucking cocky, but I'm guessing at least 100, right? Because the amount of views we got on this and the amount of people we're getting excited and how many stories I hear. I would say 100. Just a nice square 100.
That'd be cool.
That's $4,000. Is that not enough for me to get an early copy? I even backed you. Please stop filleting that woman. Thank you. Roxy says, actually, Mom, let me tell you why I should be in timeout. I'm going to assume you crossed your arms.
I don't think I got any iron. Everything wanted iron.
Yeah, Vox, it's complicated because my inner 4chan came up. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like there used to be a time when the term was getting more normalized, and it really meant anyone who is ecstatically into a thing, you know, like Sonic blank. But like, that's terrible, Pastor. Woot says, "In defense of myself," crosses. But yeah, it's always this weird, delicate dance as a culture and language-wise, where we want to stop people from saying words in a certain way because then that might offend someone, but also the general course language usually takes is to normalize something to the point where it's no longer harmful. Like, it's a really fucking complicated thing culturally. Also, Pastor Remote says, Dan, if GigaBoots becomes normal boots, I hope no one becomes Jared then. Dan, I am terrible. See, Vox says I play the U Vox. I should clarify, because we have a if I'm not mistaken, a podlord. Yes, a podlord. And viewer called Vox with a U. See?
Right.
Used to be the O. Right? And then it got too confusing when people mistook Vox for Vox.
Right.
Anyways. LaDigital says, Castlevania month was fun, by the way. I had a good time watching those videos. Thank you. We think it's important, and we worked really hard on it, so we're glad you like it. Nick Casilla says, where did it go? Darn it. There it is. Sometimes I think Dan has shit taste because he hates Axel. But then I think he has good taste because he likes Mega Man 8. I do like Mega Man 8, and that thing is underrated, and Mr. Feel's a monster.
There's a Sab knock. I know a Sab knock when I see a Sab knock.
My rafflecopter goes
I'll let the
I'm
British
glad
lady
I
read
found
it.
your channel. People I used to watch either got bad or stopped. Though I might disagree with your dojo takes at times. Regular uploads and Big Think are a highlight of the week.
Well, I'm glad you really enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I'm at a point yet where I can have a definitive stance on JoJo's. I just really enjoyed part 2. I think part 3 is really good overall, but it's also like twice as long as part 2, isn't it?
Yeah, probably more than twice as long. It's ridiculously long.
It is very, very,
And
very,
there's a ton
very
of
long.
two-parters. Like, I like it, but I feel like it's a very different thing from the first 2 parts.
Oh yes, incredibly different. It starts to be more normal shonen.
Yeah, no, it
And-
starts to become like, oh, this is what shonen is maybe a lot of based on.
And I don't want to spoil some stuff, but Bob, do you know if like Super Saiyans existed before the end of that season
I don't think so,
of
Dan.
manga?
I don't
Because that made me start thinking some stuff, and I feel like we need to maybe start an anime channel.
But yeah, I think part 3 is important, and it helped, or it changed the series a lot.
Dai,
but-
are you fucking real? Sorry, Bob, you can finish your statement. Dai has a fucking bomb here.
What's up, Dan?
It's twice as long as part 1 and 2 combined.
Yeah, no, it's insanely long. Like, it is. It hurts for that. I feel it becomes very episodic in a way that's not entirely great. And I feel like the next season, part 4, really helps the series go farther.
Korek, his dad, says, Casey is the JonTron then? Here's the thing, though. Casey could never be tricked into appearing on a debate podcast. He knows better. Maybe because of what happened to
Right?
JonTron.
Like, I feel like he's now got an advantage.
Watch, he's gonna be like, hey, what are we recording Thursday? And I'm gonna be like, oh, it's a debate podcast. And he'll be like, okay. And that's how it'll happen. I'll trick him. We don't know because they didn't release a version of this on PS4. It's just on Steam, which is why my digital copy is on Steam.
Right.
And my
Yeah,
physical's on PS4.
It kind of stinks that we had to do that to get the beta. It's like, no, everybody wants the beta. It doesn't matter what version they want in general.
Yeah.
Like, It's a
Well, I
very
mean, to be
different
fair,
thing.
what would you have done? Gotten a physical, like,
I would have done a Switch in a PS4 version.
you would have done a digital Switch?
Yeah, probably digital Switch. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because that's what I'm gonna do when the game comes to Switch. I'm gonna do digital because it's nice not to have to worry about that without the Switch.
Spaceman says, I'm working through them now. Love Symphony and Portrait. Like parts of Aria. Ecclesia is kind of irritating.
Yeah, no, I don't vouch for Ecclesia ever. It's pretty. That's all I'll say about Ecclesia.
It's pretty. It has an amazing soundtrack.
Yes, I will support that. Riddle is great.
Hey, Bob. The
Hey.
music disappeared because
Yes, it
we're in the
did.
village.
Have you learned anything new?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
So I will say, when I found you guys originally, it was like, oh, nice. Content without referring to JoJo. Then Castlevania month happened. I mean, that's the thing. We went through Castlevania month reassessing the whole series from the perspective of having watched JoJo's. That dude from Dawn of Sorrow is just fucking Dio.
Yeah,
The knife dude? Are you... What? How?
yeah.
Here's what I've
No,
turned up on the
there are a lot of
monsters.
things that got inspiration from that show,
And
or
that's-
that manga.
And that's when... That was the exact moment that Xeon's tweet aged like fucking milk.
Have you learned anything new?
Where he was like, JoJo's didn't really inspire anything. And I was like, you're a Castlevania
I
fan
think
and you
they-
don't even know.
He said that about Fist of the North Star as well, I think, and it's like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Watch, now we just
What
need
are
to
you
find...
doing?
Now we just need to find the character in Castlevania.
Dude,
We need to
freaking
find the
Fist of the
character in
North Star
Castlevania
basically
that
invents
is Fist of the
beam
North Star.
battles.
Yeah, yeah. Vox is losing it over Xeon's statement, which means if I don't Google it up and confirm that's what he said right now,
Uh-huh,
he's gonna have a meltdown.
right.
Let's see. It says he's doing the same thing as Spiff and finished Symphony yesterday. That's cool. Xavier says, at least you don't talk about wrestling. And that is why I will always fight against talking about wrestling.
Properly.
Because as someone who doesn't give a shit about wrestling and doesn't want to have to learn about wrestling to follow content,
So,
yeah,
what'll it be?
I don't want anyone on my shit to talk about wrestling.
Yeah, no, it's its own net of just...
I'm a
Stuff
much more
more.
mature person now than I was back in the day. So I'm a lot more accepting of wrestling, but at the same fucking time, like, fuck, you guys have enough places to go and listen to people talk about wrestling, you know? Not everyone needs to talk about wrestling, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't think it adds that much to our thing, other than we could use some, you know,
Ooh, I like it.
like... What's the phrasing? What's the phrasing?
Demon dog skin, demon claws, demon dog fang. And find all those to get the cute Beast Barrett, and then we can use the cute Beast Barrett to make this these bunny boots.
As the only thing you get from talking about wrestling or adding wrestling into the conversation is using
Come back if things
closeted terminology, you know, opaque terminology that people won't be able to figure out what you're saying unless, yeah, I don't know. Unless they're into that, and I feel like that doesn't help you communicate to more people. That helps you communicate to fewer people, but come off as more knowledgeable. You know, kind of like all of the video essays for video games that are couched in language that they all invented themselves, and maybe don't even fit well.
Right. I mean,
Emergent gameplay. Anyway. Oh, wow. The gameplay emerges as opposed to... Well, Dan, it means the gameplay emerges from the systems in the game instead of being designed into it. Oh, and that was the best word you thought of.
What is that? What that's supposed to be about?
Yes.
I've never really known what they're talking about when they say emergent gameplay. It's just like it's just a video essay term.
Kai Bear says, "Did Miriam just pose?" Can you do the pose
course.
one more time?
Of course she did.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
And
Anyway,
there's it is undeniable that is the JoJo's pose.
also, let's see. Meti said something back here, and I wanted to catch it. Pass Remote asks if this stream is JoJo's reference. Spaceman says he would like Ecclesia more if every enemy didn't just float into him. So, hey, Bob, remember when I was going to say that the viewership's at 63?
Yeah.
It's at 142.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's nice to have people watch Bloodstained.
Yeah, Bloodstained's a great
incredibly
game.
biased here, won't lie. But yes, if you guys would like to watch us talk about that, watch us play that.
We'll be doing lots of videos this week.
Yes. Also, Meti, back when I referenced what Xeon said, says, as someone who built a 100K sub career off of talking about JoJo and its influences, I feel offended.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, Xeon will sometimes say things. I don't think he fully thinks them out.
Your boy says, nice, my first GigaBoots stream. I'm a huge fan and cannot wait to play Bloodstained. Keep up the great videos, Dan and Bob. I've binged on some Castlevania videos and love Curse of Darkness. I was delighted that we found so many Curse of Darkness stands.
Right. Yeah, no. Curse of Darkness is a fun game.
And it deserves some stands. Like, we're not saying it's one of the best Castlevania games, but damn it should be someone's favorite. You guys definitely got me to pre-order since I was too poor at the time of the Kickstarter. Yeah, Bob only did 100 and I only did $175 backing because it was a bad time.
I did like 150 or something.
Oh, okay.
Or 180.
You went back and looked?
I looked it up later. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, no, me and Tosh just looked at it, and ours is the 175 because the 175 comes with the hardcover art book.
Yeah,
you know
I
how
think
much.
that's the same way I went.
Yeah, you eventually broke too. I
Yeah.
think you upgraded later, didn't you?
Maybe.
Because they let you.
Yeah, it might have just broken down when that happened.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been like 4 years.
I never got why the term stan became a thing. I heard that song, You Don't Want to Be a Stan. So I'm not sure that it is a specific reference to the song, but in concept, the idea of a stan was that somebody is out there to die on a hill for a fucking thing, you know? And that they're just like, hey, we're huge fans of blank. We're here to
Right.
just say it's the fucking best. And you're usually befuddled by them. Dan didn't have a lot of money after dumping hundreds into Mighty Number 9. Yes. Why do you have to bring it up like that? Was
Yeah.
Curse of Darkness the one that Feel quit because of the hallway? Yes. But as I keep telling KZ, you need to understand that was the 100th hallway. That was the hallway that broke the camel's back. Vox, please don't make me comment on Shenmue 3.
Oh no. It's tragic.
Let's see.
I don't know if you heard my comments on the big things, but I'll say by that.
Mauricio Figueroa says, the ID system was really fun. Yeah, Innocent Devils are cool. I think because of everyone talking about JoJo, the viewership is growing. What does that be? What would that be? I forgot what you said, Bob. Good. Bob's probably pretty jazzed about you forgetting. I love that particle effect.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I'll break it down. I am more interested in playing Shenmue 3 than Code Vein or The Surge 2.
Or what?
The Surge 2.
So instead of being on the floor, it's between the floor and the coffee table. Is that...
Kind of that.
Yeah, okay. No.
I have played Code Vein. I never want to play a second more of that game.
Yeah. Don't become a JoJo channel. It's a curse like the JoJo birthmark. Yeah. Or like the Joestar birthmark. I don't know why I swapped JoJo in there too. Wait, the Surge 2 is real?
Yes. It released the CG trailer during E3.
Yeah.
I think KZ and Phil were okay with it. I was just watching the whole thing like, no, stop, don't do this.
I mean, you remember them downloading the first one, right? How they were going to play for the podcast, and both of them individually played it for 3 minutes and put it down. I feel like that's the Surge in a nutshell.
Right? I don't...
The pig enemy is really good. I didn't recognize it in Curse of the Moon.
Oh yeah,
because it looks so different.
it does look different.
I'm gonna turn the fan
I'm gonna use throw axe.
on. Oh, that's cool. Bloodstained comes out. Me. It's very cool. Very raw.
Yes, always.
I love it. Yeah, Nick, I don't understand how it upsets me that so many people are either complacent or giving the Pokemon Company a pass when it comes to this news.
Right? Like you make a whole system to get your Pokemon to this gen and then you don't use it.
That doesn't even need to enter the fucking conversation. They sell 24.5 million copies. They effectively sell 2 versions of the same game to addicts.
Yeah.
Like, they absolutely owe people that.
Yeah, no, that's the whole
That's
basis.
the whole fucking point of your game. Okay, Castlevania comes out, it recycles enemies, okay? Why is that different? They completely reinvent the combat. They do a ton of stuff to differentiate every game, right? Pokemon, the whole point is the Pokemon is the gameplay. The Pokemon are what's unique in the games that makes it so interesting. You know, your team comp's not the same per game because they have different Pokemon in them. So sitting there, you motherfucker, and cutting out the ability to get your older Pokemon into it and recycling so many Pokemon is an infuriating move.
Right, and
Jesus Christ.
They themselves have gone on like these big tirades, or not tirades, but big deal of like, hey, these Pokemon are your Pokemon. They mean a lot to you, and they act like they get that. And then there's this.
And then they do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely need to know that sword technique.
Right, I don't know.
That sword draw. We may not even have the right sword for it, to be honest.
We'll try and find some steel. And then the final sword does it.
I'm not sure if Fox is responding to someone specifically or to us. Anyways. Tazan Elite says, after playing the Surge 1 for about 2 hours and getting to the second area, opening the big doors, and it looked exactly like the first area. I just uninstalled it. That's fair.
Yeah.
A Red Robot, this may surprise you. This fucking demo has dual audio. Bob can actually change the audio to be Japanese by pushing every shoulder button.
Oh, yeah.
We should do that.
Does it work mid-game?
Uh-huh. That's the only way it works. See? So there you go. Now you have Japanese barks.
Right.
She said, a Red Robot says, I'm not a huge fan of her voice talking about the combat barks with Miriam. So maybe you like the Japanese thing. Anyways, I saw someone said they can't put all the Pokemon because text takes a lot of space.
What?
People constantly shit on Game Freak for not coding their games right, and I always try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But literally everything I've ever fucking seen has made them look like tools. Like, have you heard that shit about how insanely unoptimized Sun and Moon is?
No.
The cartridge is literally storing multiple copies of every Pokemon.
What?
Yeah. Like, I think they said it was either 2 or 3. And then every time you start a battle, it decrypts and encrypts the fucking stats and everything for your Pokemon multiple times in a way that makes no sense to ever do. Anyway. A Red Robot screams 1 million lilies. I'm not sure. Endless Strength says 10,000 lilies. Medi says 10,000 lilies. Oh my god, what is what is the lilies thing? Holy shit. Zangirl says, if the game comes out and it's missing any of the original 151, then they are lying since they already have those models and let's go. But hey, they don't have the high quality animation.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, get that Moko weed. Damn, man. Where'd you get this one at? Dan Snorlax is too big. He won't fit in with everything else.
You're right.
That's really sciencey, Fox. It's confirmed that every Pokemon that Dynamaxes doesn't just use the same resized model. They made a second model, but for everything but bigger. How do you confirm that?
Yeah,
how
how
is
do
that
you-
confirmed?
Right?
I need. Holy
Like,
shit!
I could look at it and see, basically deconfirm some of that.
I mean, dude, fucking. Every time Lily appears in Sun and Moon, it's a different model.
What? Like the character? Why? Was she that cute? Did they not? Did they were like, we have the room to.
Do you do that? Okay, I'm back.
We need to like slightly change her bangs. But no, it's probably the exact same model. Just again.
How the fuck do you do that? Oh my god, how the fuck do you do that? You should go into that upper right room. That's insane. And it's not just her too. That's supposedly the case for everyone.
That's insane. How?
Yeah.
How do they? How? Is it the same in Ultra Sun and Moon?
This is the equivalent of like, remember last gen when it was a legitimate problem with like Japanese game companies trying to get up on tech, so that way they could design games and make games run on these really advanced systems.
Yes.
This is that to the nth degree,
You're right. This is like, oh, Pokemon Company's still that. Oh no.
or worse actually, because this is insane. You would think a company like Game Freak, where most of their product is arranging you would think they had a lot more engineering types.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much.
A Red Robot phrases this differently. I'm convinced no actual programmers work at Game Freak, or at least ones that have knowledge above a high school level. I mean, when you hear shit like that,
Yeah. No, that is some.
That
That is really condemning.
that is a problem.
Yes.
Did I bring up with you that Steam discussion thread? Because you know there's already a Steam discussion section
Yeah.
for this game.
You talked a little bit about it, but
There's
which part?
one where they're like, "Is there any way to take out the portraits? It's really pulling me out of the place. It's ruining my immersion." I'm serious. That
Yeah.
the Kickstarter paintings, they can't deal with that. It's ruining their immersion.
They need more immersion gameplay.
Immersion gameplay, please. Yes. Thank you. Let's see. Tectonic Improv did a neat series of videos about all the horrible glitches in Gen 1. It was great. Oh my god. I don't think I've watched any of Tectonic Improv's videos. Jim says, I don't even see why the graphics needed to be reworked. This looks completely fine to me. There are some areas that look rough, like if Bob goes to the right a few more. Actually, it may be more than a few.
You mean the little red room?
No, I mean outside wall.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, you haven't gotten that.
Ah.
That's the T, sis!
Enchant Sword.
Sword Mastery. Cool. Unfortunately, it's for single-handed weapons.
Right.
Oh, it's automatic.
Yeah, it automatically equipped it.
Nice. But yeah, this outer wall area all the way to the right looks pretty rough. This isn't it. It's the next area. Like, right over there. One more room. I think it looks rough, and I'm a bit more forgiving than the average consumer when it comes to technical graphics versus art, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Persona 5 is a really beautiful game artistically. Yeah, just like the rocks there and some of the gray wall, the front area of the castle looks really rough. So I can understand. I mean, look at these trees.
Yeah.
The shading's just broken. And that's something I assume they would have fixed before they shipped anyway.
Right. But like, look at this thing. Like, the broken wall here. It looks
It looks
kind of bad
rough.
with the way lighting's working. Man, what if Game Freak switched to Unreal Engine and had like a real engine they were working with?
It would break.
Who knows what
They
they're
would
doing.
break it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It takes teams that are incredibly powerful and optimizing games to get things like Wolfenstein and Doom to run. And, to be more specific to Unreal Engine, there are games like that on the Switch. To get those to run on the Switch.
Right.
Game Freak would just fucking make a game that runs at 5 frames per second.
They would, wouldn't they?
Did you see the floating wall in Sword and Shield? No, holy shit. Die Rocketo says, also, yeah, Jim's agreeing. He says, yeah, this looks a bit asset store.
Here we go.
Steak. Whoa, steak. I better see that wall fucking mac and cheese, Bob. I need that wall mac and cheese. Yo, Dan, guess what I just bought and is downloading? I don't know, Vox. Please do tell. This Justin Game Freak will exclusively be switching to Unity. Me and Bob spent an entire generation telling people that Unity games just run fucking rough. Most of them don't feel right. Unity's not a great engine. And you know what came out of that? A counterculture to people advising against Unity. Game devs who are like, Unity's fine. How dare you not be interested in my game because of the engine I made it on? That's what came out of that.
Right.
No consumers got the wiser.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of people who are like, what are you talking about? It's fine.
My
Fox says,
trash game that doesn't need to run well is fine.
Fox says Cadence of Hyrule.
Oh, nice.
Think I'll do that this weekend. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Does make sense for your...
For your eclectic taste.
Right.
I do
set of
do
skills.
fucking wonder what I am doing for the next couple days. Like, I'm doing a Patreon bumper.
Right. Important.
I'm doing Father's Day.
At Golden Corral.
Yes, I did
this-
get my email. I got it yesterday, and then I set it up for, once I got the tracking info, I set it up to text me every update, and then I entered that thing's name into my phone as Bloodstained. So now my notifications just pop up, Bloodstained, and then it tells me.
I wonder if Phil was here when you were talking about Golden Corral.
I don't think he was.
Right.
And it's unfortunate. I don't think he's here anymore.
Right.
Maybe
It's
he
probably
joined
too
back
late.
in. But yeah, no. Well, I told him in the podcast Discord anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
This weapon feels a little funky because as you see it put out the hit.
Yeah,
Swipe.
even when you get hit in the middle of it, the swipe still exists but doesn't hit.
Right.
So, there are parts of this game that needed to be polished up.
Right. This
Like
is
that background there could look a little bit better. But overall, I'm pretty forgiving because in a lot of ways, this looks way better than you would expect from an indie game.
Right. And a whole
Which
year
is-
out from launch.
Which is why it's fucking $40.
Yeah.
You need plenty of red meat to be ready for Bloodstained. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Golden Corral and just eat steak. That's where you get your good steak.
Yeah.
So is this game any good? Well, the beta I enjoyed enough to play 20 hours, which is what we're playing right now. The final game has a lot of stuff that isn't in this at all, and has the graphics upgrades. Fox says, ha ha ha, get my buffet steak, load up. I like that Golden Corral probably didn't do a Mother's Day ad campaign, but they did do a Father's Day. I think that says a lot. What do you think?
I think that is
They were like,
incredibly on
Mom
brand.
knows better. We're not going to get her.
Right.
Let's go for Dad. Dad doesn't give a shit. Dad hates ethnic food. He's going to send shit back to the chef saying it's too ethnic. That looks terrible. So that should look better in the final game, hopefully. What platform would I recommend people pick this game up for? If you have a powerful PC and a very good video card, like talking better than a 970, because what we're playing this on is a 970.
Right.
Basically, it's a 1060, which is performance equivalent of a 970. I would get it on PC. For the reason of, it's going to get patches the fastest. It's already going to have the GigaBoots DLC on day one. Other platforms have to wait because of the way they work. Mods are going to be a thing. They were already a thing for the fucking beta.
Jesus.
Yeah, people modded it so that way you could play as Purified Miriam, a thing they still haven't announced or shown. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
Actually, I think they did show her a couple months ago. Let's see. I'm gonna get the game for my Xbox. Yeah, the Xbox One X version is probably gonna run real good. It's probably gonna be pretty nice.
The Xbox original version probably not gonna run great.
But it's gonna be better than the Switch.
Yeah.
The Switch is gonna run at like 30 frames per second. I'm very excited to do every technical analysis I can of this game. I'm not gonna pixel count it though. That's one skill I've never trained myself on, even though I could. You know?
Right.
Like Digital Foundry even put out a tutorial on how to do it. And I've just never been interested. I'm like, nah, they'll beat me to it.
Yeah.
They'll get the copy in advance. Also, that's not very helpful, right? Like if we do a resolution analysis video, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Digital Foundry comes out with their video. We've added no value. We come out with an input lag video, and then they come out with their thing. That's additive. That compounds. My 1080 Ti hungers for this game. Mine too, Star Falcon. Also, there was some hype earlier about AMD's new processors, and I meant to talk about that more. Very excited. That stuff's looking great. Switch version is just to have the portable version. The TV out is a bonus. I can understand.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I can understand. I'm buying every version of this game.
Yeah.
Also, people pointed out the beta version of this looks way better than Mighty Number 9.
Yeah.
It's called giving a shit and having a fucking clue.
Yeah, there are people out there thinking this is the next Mighty Number 9. It's insane.
Yes,
Like,
there's
no.
there's a stigma now with Kickstarter games where everyone wants them to fail because that's what they've been trained to expect, you know?
Right.
And that annoys the piss out of me.
Like, no, Indivisible and this are not going to be like that because the people making them care.
Would I consider a Vega 56 strong enough? If a Vega 56 is matching up to what I think it is in my head strength-wise, yeah, you should be fine. Realistically, a 1060 will be fine, but it won't be locked 60 most likely. You know, locked 60 frames per second.
Right.
Vox says, Olive Garden is where that beta you knew who desperately tries to be an alpha takes girls out to dinner he wants to fuck. Because he sincerely thinks Olive Garden is a nice place to show girls you want to fuck, and girls like that. Di says, that's so sad, Vox. On the other hand, fake Italian food is tasty. Yeah, I went on a date with the chick to Olive Garden once. I don't remember whose idea it was. But the funniest shit, you got demon dog skin. Demon dog. Weird. The funny shit was, like, I had plenty of cash on hand to just pay for whatever we were doing that night. And I was like, oh, hey, like, this 50 will just cover our meals and the tip and be a nice tip.
Right.
So I put the 50 down and we went out to the parking lot to leave, right?
Right.
Dude comes running out of the restaurant. He's like, excuse me. And I'm like, yes? What? And he's like, you only left $20. Because I put down a 20 instead of a 50. And I was like, oh my God, thank you for stopping me. Here, take this. I thought I put down my 50. Oh my God. So that was, how do I put this? I'm really glad that had I done that on accident, I would have never known the better. Because could you imagine? I screwed a random waiter and Olive Garden out of fucking $30.
Right?
Yeah. No. That was a long ass time ago though. That was Sherry.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time
That was
ago.
a long ass time.
I mean, if it was anyone other Tosh, it was a long time ago.
Yes. Let me think. Yeah, we're on 8.5 years now. Which is crazy when you hear that number. That sounds like a lot, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, doesn't seem... It doesn't feel like it, is what I'm saying. Is there a valid reason why the Switch version is coming out a week after these 3 other versions? The Switch version is being ported by a professional company, so there's a chance that they just got access to it a little bit later than the other versions, that they needed more time to optimize it, or that physically producing the carts took longer.
Right? Damn, those reasons aren't valid. I'm sorry.
Fox says, I just crumpled into nothing just hearing that story. See, Chimichururu, that's not how it works here. Chimichururu says, where is it? See, that's why Canada money is better, because it's color-coded. A 20 is green and 50 is red, so it's easy to tell them apart. Nowadays, a 50 is a very different color from the rest.
That's true.
Which is helpful, but this was a long time ago. Dan, when will I get my Mighty Number 9 Vita code? Never. The company they hired to do that port said they did not fulfill their end of the contract and canceled the project on them because they didn't provide the assets in order to have it ported. That's the sort of insane shit you hear about Mighty Number 9 that makes you go, they have no idea how any of this works.
Right. They don't care to find out either.
No. Like,
dude.
Iga joined Konami to make Castlevania games. You know? He'd made a fucking dating sim before this. Before Castlevania.
Right.
Just to keep a job at the fucking company. That's a man who cares about this. Inafune?
Yeah, no.
Nani ka jouhou wa?
He didn't even fucking make Mega Man.
私が集めた化け物の情報はこんなところだね。
Anyways, let's see. Miriam dating sim when?
Are there even other
I would-
options in this?
Yeah, there's a none.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you don't play as Miriam. I presume you would be courting Miriam.
Right. I was like, but if it's just called Miriam Dating Sim, it's literally just Miriam.
That's true. Okay, yeah. Fair.
Eating properly? Do you have mac and cheese?
He does. He does, and it's in the same style. Jesus. A classic made by slathering pasta with cheese, but this seems off.
Let's see. It uses pasta, cheese, leeks, and white sauce.
See, that's the shit. That's it. So much joy. Tokameki Miriam.
Oh man, we could make the Graham. Hero's great sword answers only to those that
Graham Dad. Graham Dad. Please don't. Is this game indie? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not made by a large publisher. It's made by a very, very small developer. And in fact, multiple devs came together to work on it, with WayForward helping with the bug testing. Very small.
That ones look cool.
Okay, so I should explain the James Gilmore saying, make the big Goron sword. I should explain the mac and cheese thing.
I'm gonna make it.
After
これにしようかな。
Bloodstained was kickstarted, and Iga came to the States for the first year it was at E3 as a playable game, before they kicked it to creates off the game. Which they stress, that's not the way they phrase it. They did everything in their power to make it seem nicer than that. But anyway, Iga has a bar of quality, and they weren't reaching it, so he sought a higher power. Anyway, he tried mac and cheese at a restaurant near E3, and the picture the fucking Bloodstained account tweeted was him doing this as he's just staring at a thing of mac and cheese at the restaurant. It's one of those baked types, right? Where there's a crumb on top and it comes in a dish. And the caption for the tweet said, Iga had never tried mac and cheese before. He tried it for his first time ever, and he said, "This is nothing at all what I expected."
I have to wonder, like, what expectations he had of mac and cheese.
I could, well, see, it's a lot like good mac and cheese, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a lot cheesier and more solid feeling than you would expect based on white sauce pasta.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Maybe he thought it was more like Alfredo.
Yes.
And less like
a cheese-made thing, like a really rich, cheesy thing.
I think I said I wanted 50 of these.
Dairakano says, Wall Mac or we riot. Nick Casillas says, well, Asian countries don't actually eat cheese, to be honest. Yeah, I know it's not as prolific as it is over here, but, you know, there are plenty of Japanese dishes that have cheese.
Right.
Good mac and cheese is really good. Man, he wanted craft dinner. It would be funny if there was like a blue box mac and cheese in this game. It's just like, this is about what I expected. Did the tweet ever explain if Iga liked the mac and cheese or anything? No.
He left it a mystery.
Fox says Mega 64's video for Bloodstained Kickstarter made me want to give Iga money. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good video. I think Iga is a great fucking dude who cares a lot about the quality of his games and has done a lot with when not given enough, you know? He made Castlevania as long as they would let him. And yeah. What was it? Somebody was like, what were they talking about? I think they were talking about if he ever considered writing a gay character in as the main character or just a gay person into his game.
Right.
And the way he explained it is he's like, I can't really write for that perspective because not only am I not that, I don't know anyone personally who is, so I'd feel weird writing something for them that didn't fit. And then a whole marketing thing. By the way, this is the thing I'm talking about, where it just looks a bit rough and not great in a lot of ways. The underpass is also pretty bad.
Yeah, we can go down there.
Yeah, I don't know. Just parts of this, especially as you get further, like the ground just looks really bad. I don't know. It's just, it doesn't look quite as good as people are expecting. I mean, I still think this looks fine, but whatever. Dairakano says, I think Iga is the perfect foil to Inafune. He comes off as someone who has stuff like passion and humanity. I'll volunteer as Iga's gay friend. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Fox is back on her shit again with, wow, that looks bad, yet it's been a year. Why is this so crappy? I can't believe this. Thank you, Big Nerd Sam, for linking the mac and cheese tweet. It's a good tweet.
Try to see if there's any other move with the whip. I think there would be. The fire whip here is real good.
Warlow says, I'm still waiting for old people from Team Silent to make a Kickstarter so I can actually get scared the right way. I do wonder, you know? Because you guys got to keep in mind, this happened because... I can't talk about this too much. Yes, I can talk about it. It's based in reality. This game only happened because Mighty Number 9 happened. You know? This game literally, in so many different ways, only happened because Mighty Number 9 happened. Ben Judd was basically the producer on both. And if Mighty Number 9 didn't succeed or didn't happen at all, Iga wouldn't have taken him up on it.
Right.
And now that Mighty Number 9 had such a bad stigma, and this looks like already people are back on their shit again. It's going to be hard for Ben Judd to talk any other Japanese dev into doing that.
Yeah, no,
it sucks.
It does. And it's, God, this is all on Inafune because it's like, no, that was a great idea. That could have worked fine. get the guy who's known for Mega Man to come back and do another one. Like that should be fine.
It would be fine if you don't don't think about how he's also the guy who greenlit all of those terrible games.
Yeah, no. When he is the reason the PS3 gen was so bad for Capcom. Like he basically has personal involvement in all of that. Every bad decision they're known for that gen is back to him.
Hey, Cute Angel, it's been forever. I know you were there during the E3 stream, but we had like 500 fucking people watching. It was overwhelming. Now we have 175, and it is far less so. The trick is to get these people when you and I are awake, and most of them are asleep. Then the chat slows down enough to read. Nick Casilla says, like the saying goes, from tragedy comes glory. Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts streams went great. Why do you ask? Nick Casillas also wrote earlier, writing from a gay perspective isn't hard. Take it from a gay guy. Just replace the tits with pecs and you're Gucci. Look, I know that. And you know that. But have you met Japan? Like...
All right, now I got all the stuff to make that beret.
Also, hey, Bob.
Hey, what's
you know
up?
what's fucking hilarious? Learning that, you know, Japan features blackface in a lot of anime early on,
Right.
especially. Learning they got that from Walt Disney's shit.
Oh yeah.
Seriously. Because when World War II ended, they shut down basically every animation studio because they were all making nationalist propaganda. And so, like, the animation industry genre over there became prolific with Walt Disney bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That became a part of what the understood art style was.
Right.
And, you know, that's why a lot of early stuff kind of has the similarities to Walt Disney styles. But that's just fucking unreal. It's like, oh, man, that's great. That's great that we can blame Walt Disney's bullshit for another fucking thing. Woot says, God, I always have to remind myself you guys are American. It's like 10 a.m. here. Yeah. Dead Rising 2 was Unafune's only good call in last gen. No, Dead Rising 1. Because that was also last gen.
He lucked out.
Yes. That's how I feel.
Do you think her thighs are okay after doing this?
Yeah. She's strong.
Okay.
She's real strong. Spaceman's Fist says, I don't really like huge pecs, though. We're gonna get a conversation. Kai Bear says, what about gays who like twinks? Spaceman says, Kai Bear gets it. Tristan says, twinks are nice.
Cute beast.
Tesbe-sama says, Japanese media is just regurgitated American media, changed my mind. But see, that's the thing, like fucking Silent Hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silent Hill, you get American horror stuff through Japanese filter, which I find fascinating.
Right.
Right.
There's very distinct feel to that.
Which is why I think doing the reverse almost of making a live action movie based on a Japanese game would be the peak, which is why the Bouncer fan film needs to happen.
It's a good beret.
Daira Keto says, it's Inafune's fault Frank West is in every Capcom Versus game, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Writing a gay protagonist is interesting because for a lot of series, sexuality of the character isn't addressed often outside of a bio or fun fact segment. I don't know. A lot of things use romance as the main arc, right? And that has always pissed me off. Like, that's always sucked. That's my number one problem with Kevin Smith's writing. There are a lot of problems, right? You could just go on and on. But my number one problem with this shit has always been that every fucking story he wrote in the beginning, especially, really ever, like, you feel free to change my mind, excluding Red State and Cop Out, right? Has always been some form of love story. Where it's like, oh, the guy gets the girl. That's it. That's the end of every fucking movie of his. And that annoys the piss out of me. I really don't like it. Spaceman says, I'm fine with a gay character not being like, wow, I sure like cock the whole game.
Right, like that. I can't imagine that being good for anybody.
Yeah, I don't think anyone... Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I think that's who was dropping it. Was Dogma a love story, Dan? It was a love story with God. Then Dan walked away because he didn't want to read what the chat said. Nick Casillas says, but I do like cock, Spaceman. Tyrock Edo says, all I know is Chris Redfield is 100% gay.
Look, he's just obsessed with other people's relationships. He doesn't have one of his own, okay?
Right, he's like, fuck, what's the name of that Will Smith movie? God damn it. It came out at the same time as the superhero one, so I can never fucking remember the name of it. It's the one where he's hooking people.
Click, right?
Yeah, Click, yes. The one where he had a remote that turned people in love with each other.
Yes. Yeah, no, what's that called?
Gay characters shouldn't be defined by obviously or stereotypical gay likes. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's the thing, like... Like, okay, so here's the thing. Here's my major problem with progressivism, is when it results in things like the fucking Bleeding Edge game. Where it's like, oh, we have a person who's Maori? Whatever. Anyway, and then it becomes this huge fucking stereotype where they're basically screaming it with every move and every power they have. Like Katamaori Damasi is their move. You read that fucking tweet, right?
Yeah.
That bugs the shit out of me. It is the equivalent of someone being like, yeah, no, we're just hanging out here talking about gay representation. If you got a problem with that, hit the road. We don't fucking care. Spaceman says GigaBoots attracts a lot of gays. It happens. Yeah, no, it's true. Nick says, as a gay man, have you ever met other gay dudes? It's kind of a major thing they constantly bring up. There is a thing for when your market share, I'm talking about it like it's fucking business.
Yes.
When your core demographic of other gay dudes is so small, you kind of have to spend more on advertising. So I get it. But I don't know. So many gays, but no. Why no shirtless Bob and Dan? I don't know, but I'll watch your video essay about it. As long as it opens with that line. No, Tassanly, that's fucking real. Agent Emerald says it's like they accidentally blackface.
Are you eating properly?
Hitch.
Okay.
Hitch. I think there's a huge delay on the chat because the Hitch thing just came up. Maybe they spent the whole time thinking about it, but...
Let's see, bunny boots. We can make them.
Katamaori Damasi. Anyways, nice. Good job, Bob. I'll handle the chat and we'll talk about gay representation in media. You handle the game.
We got the bunny boots.
And be an ally. Also, am I the only one who's bugged to hell by the term ally? It just feels so fucking gross. Like, it just... Like, my parents are literally the people who are like, why'd they have to make it political when it has a gay person in it? Like, they're literally that two-dimensional. So, yeah. Fox says, I banned that one guy to exert my homo speech suppression powers. See, there are enough syllables where it's kind of like Sailor Moon's transformation. Do you transform when you say that? And with zero accountability. We posted the name earlier. You missed it. Thank you. Talking about gay stuff at almost 3 a.m. CST. I am okay with this.
Take the bronze
Sorry,
chest
cute
card.
little angel. The chat's going fine. Thank you, James. You have phrased it in one sentence. He says the term ally is so, how do you do, fellow underscore?
Yes. Wait, how am I still wearing the hat? I used that to craft the boots.
Oh my god, they even do it for items. Thank you.
Do what?
Well, because with the soul system, with the souls in this
Oh,
game,
yeah.
they don't consume the soul to create the new soul.
Man, I didn't.
Thank you, God.
Now I'm gonna equip it and see if I could. No, it's just gone. That was a glitch.
Tassin says, ally always feels like on either side of condescending or creepily over the top. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like it comes off to me as someone who's either being condescending in that they feel like they're doing you a favor and that they should be rewarded for
Being
respecting you as a human being, or they just need to, like, they're doing it to compensate, you know. Speaking of cute hats, Dan, would you wear the skipper hat for us? Ooh, ooh. Only because of the ooh, ooh. That's the only reason.
Where's the poison? Do you sell poison here, lady? I don't think she sells poison. She's
right.
remember the church? Why doesn't she sell poison?
I don't fucking know. That's what they do, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they do. Also nice that she sells the cheese that you can use to make the mac and cheese. Roxy says ally is like a male feminist is secretly a sex pest. It has the same energy. Yeah.
Sauce, pasta, cheese. That was everything for mac and cheese.
It's okay, but I do want to know if you two are going to play the last Splatfest. Cute Little Angel, we didn't really do any Splatfest.
We did the first one. I got to play like a couple matches during that. You might have played one or two.
I just got Vox's joke because she does not go by her name. Stop it, Vox. If you don't want people to know your name, don't make jokes about your name. Anyway, what did you say?
I got to play a tiny bit of the first Splatfest.
Yes.
That was it. And I feel like you joined me for like
Yeah,
I've
I've done like 2 or 3 mildly. I spent that whole time trying to figure out what your fucking bit was, Vox. Cut it out. Nick says, on the other side of the ally argument, I despise the phrase gamer with a Y in it. Like, seriously, get over yourself. I get why they would want, like, why that makes sense at some level. You know? Like, it's your interest and it's a large part of their identity for them. I'm not saying every gay person. I'm just saying their identity. And, you know, when you do a channel, unlike us, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to craft a really strong identity, right? So, like, I get why it makes sense. Oh, yeah, no, Meti. I know because I have ties to Retroware TV, which is a retro gaming site that used to be way more popular. I've been introduced to... That's how I cook, too.
Yes.
For the record. I'm like, I didn't burn the house down.
It increases your luck by eating it.
Oh, man, I forgot about that. The food crafting system in this game, it ups your stats, guys. That's awesome. And it's permanent.
Wait, that's permanent?
It's permanent. That's why you got to cook it all. Anyway. But yeah, I've been introduced to quite a few people who do that. And... What? She said it was Oishi desu.
Oishi.
There you go, guys. And you didn't even have to super chat to hear Bob say it.
Oh, no.
Bob, you're giving away good content for free.
Are we going to have to go through this in English or Japanese so we say all the dumbest things?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. You did remind me,
I guess we can go kill Zundets.
Oishi means delicious, says Big Nerd Sam. Food crafting that ups the stats. This takes me back to River City Ransom. Yeah. Miriam really loves mac and cheese, okay? But yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, and I've mentioned this before, I would never fucking promote Fox's channel as like, oh, you should check out Fox's channel because she's an underrepresented minority, and that's why you should care.
Right, like that's demeaning.
That's condescending. If you think that's the reason to show off my channel, go fuck yourself. Yeah, Meti's right. He says Vanillaware food porn is GOAT. Yes. Weirdly enough, that's one of the 2 trophies I didn't get in Dragon's Crown, is making every possible combination. Spaceman says, there are a lot of gays in Fox's chat, though. I always find it weird to say gays, right?
Yeah.
Because you know who I hear say that? The straightest, whitest motherfuckers I've ever met. But usually they preempt it, right? With an article. They
like
say
the gays.
The gays. That's, Mr. AD says the gays trademark. The gays. Thank you, Jessica.
Is said by the whites.
Right, and I think that's part of what brings a lot of people, makes a lot of people feel comfortable with our channel, is that I feel like it doesn't, like we don't really talk about, like if I didn't have my girlfriend, right? If you guys didn't know, because I have a girlfriend, you wouldn't know what my orientation was or what, you know, that. Fox, I already hit your button tonight. You know what? Just because of that, I'm gonna hit Zion's again.
How do you like that?
How do you like that? Or maybe I'll just hit this boomer juice button and I'll falsely advertise that if we get $200, Bob will drink.
Oh my god. I don't. Dan, don't even. I can't. My body can't withstand another of that.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have to work in the afternoon. Was that same morning? I was like, no, I don't need to give that impression because I know that
Spaceman, you're killing me with the Hex Maniac meme. That was fucking feels like or retweet or whatever it was. He said until they joined the Discord and saw all the Hex Maniacs.
You have a ton of them in there, I hear.
No. Bob's body is disintegrating before our eyes.
Whoa! The Waldo.
That was impressive. Let's see.
Whoops.
Meti says, Dan, if we didn't know you had a girlfriend, we'd just assume you'd marry the OLED or some other tech.
I wish I could remember which weapon was so broken.
Yeah,
me too. That's hilarious.
What? Nick is saying a lot of gays don't help other gay guys out, to be honest. Like, I can't tell you how many other gay guys have accused me of straight acting. Bitch, I'm an asshole regardless. People fucking suck.
Right? Like that.
I've actually heard that shit too from an old manager I used to work with. Fuck anyone who is part of a subculture or niche or a group of people of humanity and acts entitled to other people, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about? People who gatekeep, or people who are like, oh, you need to take this job for you need to take this job because it would be good for black people everywhere. Like there are people who literally guilt tripped that one correspondent on the Daily Show because she didn't want the job.
Right? Like that.
And it was
that's
like,
insane.
oh, you owe this to the black community. Oh, you owe this to women everywhere.
Or,
It's
I
like,
remember-
oh, fuck
I remember-
yourself.
Right. I remember hearing something like that about some character designers. Like, oh, you're a black person who designs characters. You should be designing black characters. It's like,
Well, I mean,
what?
like, was it Reset Era or NeoGaf or who was it that lost their mind over the character designer for Street Fighter being a female?
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, you draw. They settled into drawing what the man wants.
Right. It's like,
Fuck off.
wow. Where are you even beginning with this?
Welcome to our Bloodstained stream.
Yeah.
We're only this ADD and talking to you guys about social issues and stuff because we've had this beta for a year.
Right.
I don't expect to have this. Oh, wait. Go back in there. When you slide, the front of the moon shifts away from the back of the moon.
Yeah, it does. Miriam's speed is so fast.
The world.
The moon can't dent your mind,
Also,
world.
why is there front? How dare you? There's a front moon in front of the spires of, like, see that? It's actually in front of the peaks of the castle.
Oh my God, it is.
Please tell me that is a thing that is going to be relevant. That's probably that monster from earlier in the demo.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not just
Wrong.
wrong.
Yeah, entitled people are garbage. It's terrible. Bright Ash says, as a black artist, I like to not draw what most people expect me. Black alternate universe characters. I don't. His fan says, I can't wait for the comments on this video. They just talked about gays the whole time. I like that. Not gay stuff.
Right, no, they just talked about the gay.
No, not even that, just gay. As though gay was a man. Just some guy. It's kind of like fucking the guy from Lufia. His name's just Guy. But gay, you know?
Yeah.
You've been my childhood friend forever, gay.
Like a gay 420 no scope.
Oh man, it's great. Oh no.
What's up, Dan?
Cute little angel. I don't know. I don't want to know what Reset Era said about Ikumi Nakamura.
Oh no, it is gross.
Oh well, if you already know, then
Yeah.
I'm okay knowing more terrible stuff. What the fuck did they say?
They were really upset that she was retweeting fan art of herself. One of them said that she needed to be reprogrammed because that's what was the phrasing? Like she's not seeing how much they're demeaning her, and all of this complete nonsense. Yeah, it was gross.
Bob, people have drawn you shirtless and ripped as fuck, and I feel like you would never even remotely enter that spectrum.
No, that's insane.
Like, that's insane.
I don't. Those people are insane and have no idea what any sort of relationship is, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, I guess.
Your knees look really weird.
A little bit. I was kind of impressed by she's, like, moving her weight around on her legs in a
Yes.
way that looks appropriate.
Yeah, it is appropriate and stuff, but uncrouch real quick. Okay, yeah, it's the shading.
Yeah.
When you crouch, the shading thing they do only affects your thighs. Your kneecaps are getting cut off.
Yes, it is
And
very
so it
strange.
looks like you have really bare kneecaps, and that's fucking weird. But yeah, I've...
And then...
That's pretty awful.
Yeah, no, it's...
Also, I'm going to hit Vox's thing, but not because she asked me. Ooh, boo.
Yeah, Reset Era, like, that they are the exact same level of creepy weirdos that NeoGaf was. It's not a good place. I just started reading some other tweet chain before we started the stream, and I was like, I shouldn't read this right before we start a stream. But something about them having secret discords and things getting really weird.
You saw stuff about that too? Because someone just brought that up in chat.
Yeah, Direct Edo. I saw him retweeting something about that
God.
earlier. I was like, oh no.
I mean,
Weird, like, pedo defenders or something. I don't know.
guys, I don't want to, say I know anything because I know nothing. This is all conjecture. We're talking about the stances of morals and ethics. Yeah, some gatekeeping, holier than thou assholes are the first people that are gonna hide it and protect harmful pedophiles.
You haven't
This
heard
is
this in
fucking cool.
Japanese in a while.
Nick Casillas with an allegedly. Another allegedly.
Yes,
Big Nerd Sam with
allegedly.
an allegedly. I'm not saying they did anything. I'm just saying that is the exact type of gross community. Not saying them even. I'm just saying communities that are holier than thou and hypocritical in a lot of ways are absolutely the first ones that are gonna. It is hilarious that you can move through him. It's like a first for a Castlevania boss.
Right?
Where you could move through him and not get damaged. So you just stand in him and do that a bunch and backdash behind him. I'm not sure this is good.
Yeah, that probably isn't done.
Oh yeah, no, mister. This dude's fucking dope. David Hayter's so cool and this character's so awesome. I do love that he gets Fumaden homage. Iga is a man of immense class and culture.
Yes.
Oh, hey, it's her.
Visit the forums.
Press enter to visit the forums. But yeah, this was fun. I feel like Bob should maybe stop streaming at some point because
I mean, yeah, what time
it's
is
like
it?
3:13.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Because Bob has job. I
Job
have
is-
channel. All I have to do before Monday is make a Patreon bumper and, go eat some steak at a Golden Corral.
Dan, get mac and cheese.
Oh, I should. I should report on the mac and cheese at the Golden Corral. Vox, that
Very
is
specific
that is
needs, Vox.
very specific needs. But yeah, this is a good game. I'm very excited for the final.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Meti says, Dan, recreate the Iga tweet, please. Dude, I can't. I can't hang out with family and do influencer shit, I can't be like, oh, let's take a selfie or like
You're right,
I'm gonna No, like I can do that with Tosh because she understands and she finds it funny, right?
Yeah, there's a degree of separation between that. Extended
even
family,
even my
especially
brother, I feel like that's where it starts to fall away. Parents gone.
Yeah,
No understand.
yeah, no, zero. There's
But this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good game. Bob, how are we doing this setup?
I figured I'd be over here on the little screen.
And
looking
have
at that.
55 inches of spoiler.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna have.
It's like
I
Kingdom
could
Hearts
just-
3.
Yeah, I could just be like, just looking directly at it.
Bob's
not
a powerful
looking around.
man.
I am. I'm very good at
I mean,
this.
for me, it worked because
it's
I
a-
could walk into the kitchen, or from the kitchen into here, right?
Uh-huh.
And just keep my eyes down, right? And then just turn and I would be fine.
Right.
But for you, the turn still isn't quite... What I'm trying to say is we really should have switched this. We should have rearranged the room before this came out.
It's fine.
But we didn't get there in time because of fucking Castlevania and E3 and all that stuff. Yeah, we are, You guys make great contents. Love you dudes. Def Helmos this time. This time! Just this once! Yeah, super busy. But it's here in like 2 days, 3 days.
I mean, we got shipping notifications
for Monday.
That's crazy.
It's technically 2 days from today.
They're showing the show up at stores. Like, it's happening, guys.
It's happening.
It's a real game that's printed.
It's out. It's out on the streets. Tespi Summit, you are giving me a highly compelling sequel to GTA 5. No, this time's different. This time, you are the guys.
See that mountain? You can go up there and be gay.
Bethesda, if you're listening, I would absolutely love it if your new marketing campaign is so progressive it fucking hurts. If that was your whole shtick, if you guys went, you hear about BioWare, they're fucking gone. No one's making the gay romance simulators anymore. We need that market. That's what you did? I'd fucking love it. Just, you see that mountain, you can fuck another man on that mountain. I would be like, okay, I guess I'm buying Elder Scrolls 6 shit. I don't even fucking like I don't even fucking like that game, but that ad is like unreal.
Yeah, no. They would never be brave enough.
They're like, that worked great. Oh my god. Amazing. We did it. We did a great job, Mark. How do we follow this up in DLC? Let them fuck horses. And it's like,
Tom?
Todd, we gotta talk.
That is not part of the extended LPGT universe.
That's not the same thing. You get there, right, Todd? And he's like, yeah, of course I do. And you can tell he doesn't.
Right.
You can just see in his eyes. It's like, it's just on the long list of things I wouldn't fuck.
just marking another one off.
I figured we'd just start on this end of the list of things I wouldn't fuck and
continue on down the line.
Okay, bye.